Hello, and welcome back to a show that's never been made before. My name is Thomas Delzeit, and I'm here with
Sam Federoff.
And today we're going to be talking about whatever the first thing to come to our mind is in the great bingo wheel of my ADHD-riddled brain. We'll be right back after this intro. And we're back. Now, just before the show started, I started a very important subject matter, and I have a question for you.
Okay.
What do you think the worst method for cooking popcorn is?
Oh my god. I don't know. I haven't tried a whole lot. I usually stick to either stovetop or like microwave bag popcorn. I like microwave bag popcorn is just like fine. It gets the job done. In my preference, it's not the best. It just is kind of, it does what it needs to do. So I don't know.
I'm gonna raise you one that's better and so much worse in so many ways. I believe that the worst method for cooking popcorn is if you take the top off of a carburetor in the engine of a car or a lawnmower, and you could put the popcorn kernels in there, and I'm almost certain that that would cook the popcorn. Think about it. If you drive a carbureted car, a carburetor.
Okay.
Modern day, we have most cars are fuel injected in this little. Keep in mind, I don't know cars, but from what I understand from my brother, who's explained this to me on multiple occasions, fuel injector is basically just spritzes fuel in the creates the air mixture with the fuel in your engine to make the car go broom.
Okay.
A carburetor more or less does the same thing, except it's mechanical instead of electrical.
Okay.
I could be wrong on that, but it sits on the top of the engine and it mixes fuel with air, so it gets the best mixture.
Okay.
It also is for the most part, it's also the throttle control. I don't know if that's technically part of the carburetor or not. Anyways, it's a big. Most of them are a big metal pan with an air filter that goes around it, so air can come in and mix with the fuel. Now, hear me out. If you open the lid of the carburetor and you pour popcorn kernels inside of it, and you close said carburetor, then you drive to your destination. Car engines get really, really hot. If you've ever been near a running car,
I have.
most people probably don't realize just how hot, and I believe that you may just be able to use that power for the good of popcorn.
Okay. First of all, how did you come to this conclusion? Where did this come from in your brain? Because
I was just thinking about how to make popcorn, and I was like, car engines are hot, and what if I get hungry on the road? You just pull over, you open your hood, popcorn.
I can imagine it'd be burnt.
Well,
it'd probably be
maybe
burnt
you have
by that
to
point.
cycle
It probably
it
would
out.
taste pretty bad, from what I
Maybe
gathered.
after every 20 miles, you have to cycle it out.
Okay.
Which is impractical on long journeys. However.
Yeah, a little. Okay. I'm gonna agree with you there that is the worst way to cook popcorn. I don't think I've ever heard of that ever in my life. Okay.
I've thought of another method.
Okay.
I thought of another method.
All right.
Solar power.
Solar power.
We all know it. It's gonna fix the future, maybe. Because it's the sun. You harness the power of the sun. I'm sure I'm not the first person to have attempted to cook popcorn using only the power of the sun. In fact, I think you can even buy things that you put a bag of popcorn in it, and it's just a bunch of like solar, like tinfoil that just points in the middle, and it'll go pop, 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 pop. And you can use that same method, but on a much larger scale. In the continent of Africa, there is the Sahara Desert. I think that's the right name. I have done no research into this. This is as of 3 minutes ago I had this plan.
Okay.
The Sahara Desert, we simply fill the Sahara Desert with corn. We grow corn, and then when it gets hot enough, it'll become popcorn. And then we will have an entire continent strewn with popcorn. Think of the sandy beaches of California, except it is all popcorn for
That sounds like a
hundreds
nightmare.
of miles.
I don't think I
But
ever
think
want
about
to
it, it would
experience
solve so many crises.
that. Would it though?
I think so.
It would just be sandy popcorn.
Well, no, you don't eat the bottom layer. The bottom layer becomes fertilizer for the next crop of corn, so then you have even more popcorn.
This feels like a TED Talk. I feel like you're pitching something to me right now.
I'm gonna name the new name for this show, Thomas Saves the World.
Okay, maybe not.
We're gonna solve world hunger with the new project idea, the popcorn desert, the great popcorn desert of Africa.
Okay.
It would make it the richest country in the world from selling popcorn to all the other nations. It would never be fresh. I don't think it would ever be fresh ever again. But I don't think that's really important.
I mean,
So yeah, popcorn desert. Any thoughts on the popcorn desert?
I have like many thoughts and no thoughts at the same time. Like
That's what makes it a good idea.
No, it's just I can't imagine that it would stick around for long. I mean, I don't know.
Well, maybe birds would eat it.
Yeah.
Maybe you can
probably
employ the birds.
Employ the birds?
Oh yeah. Have you never trained a crow before?
No, I've wanted to though. I'm not gonna lie, I've thought about befriending crows on multiple occasions.
Yeah. The trick is you just gotta leave shiny things out, and eventually, I
Leave
forget
food
the
and
method.
shiny things.
But yeah, if we train the birds,
And you're nice to them.
we train the birds, and they can carry the popcorn to us overseas. And I think that is gonna have to wrap up this episode of Thomas Saves the World. Next time you eat popcorn, just think, Sahara Popcorn Desert will save the world. You're welcome for that great idea. This has been Thomas, and
Sam.
have a good night.